Welcome you. My name is James. I was an early investor in Tesla, Match Group, the company that owns Tinder, PayPal, Uber. I've been investing for 17 years. I'm a retired multimillionaire, and now my passion for the last 10 years has been teaching people stock investing the safe way in the market, teaching people how to have a mindset of abundance, how to have to be a multimillionaire, how to invest your money the safe, secure way. Unlike every other teacher, I don't teach you potential investment strategies that only the teachers can do or only very specialized people can do. My teachings are buying amazing stocks, big stocks in the stock market for the long term. Rule number 1 by Warren Buffett, don't lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. So our goal is to invest in the stock market in amazing companies, but the right, safe way. Everything you're going to see here, you learn in the Stock Guru Master Course, a merger of technical and fundamental analysis at www.stockguru.us. And welcome to another episode. It is nighttime here on a Saturday. I am going to go out soon. I am not just relaxing my house, but I did decide to make a video on Disney because Disney is amazing. We're going to look at the technicals for Disney. The ticker is DIS. We're going to look at what's going to happen for the next few months, what's going to happen for the next few weeks, and what's going to happen on Monday's trading day, and my exact price targets for Disney for the long term and for Monday's trading day. I do have very specific targets, so watch through to the end of the video to see those targets. Then we're going to go into the fundamental analysis on Disney. We're going to look at my Twitter, find any major news for Disney, anything that's going to affect the stock. One of the major news is the Disney parks are going to be reopened. Which is beautiful news. So we're going to look at that news. Then we're going to go into the fundamentals, and Disney's fundamentals are actually quite really good sales, really good revenues, really good profit margins. We're going to show you why. I'm going to go into my broker and we're going to look at those financials. I hope you like this video, everything you see here in the Stock Guru Master Course. And if you purchase the course before the 9th of March, so on Tuesday night, 8 p.m., I announced the winner of 1,000 USD. So make sure you jump on that. This is James from Stock Guru. Let's jump into the technicals for Disney now. This is the watch list of stocks that we've been following. We had a big recovery in the market. I made a video on the tech sector today also on the channel. If you're not yet a subscriber, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, the bell, the thumbs up button on your phone so you're notified of these daily videos. And the bell, you have to click the bell and click all notifications. I did a video on the NASDAQ today, the tech sector, and how it's going to recover. Today we're going to be looking at BNGO. These are the companies that I really like. Actually, let's look at Disney, because Disney had this announcement of the parks going to be reopened. So that's kind of bullish for Disney. So everything you're seeing here, you're going to learn how to do in the Stock Guru Master Course. You really need to take the course to actually understand what I'm doing here. Watching these videos is beautiful and you're going to learn a lot, but to fully understand this, you need to take the course. So now we're looking at this. We click here. I turn on Magnet. I'm back at home, which is beautiful. It is Saturday night and it's very quiet here and awesome. So we got here, Juke, and then we have here. So we got a kind of trend line here. And then we also have another trend line, I would say, here. So 2 points, right? 2009. This is May 2009. I put another point on one of the lows on August 2011. So 2009, 2011, right? And then we get a trend line that predicts COVID. How beautiful is that? Technical analysis is the best, right? See? You saw me. I just put 2 lines here and here. Juke, juke on those 2 points. And that created a trend line that then predicted COVID support in March when Disney dropped so strongly. What a buy. If you've been following my videos since COVID, we bought a lot. Like, I was making videos back when Disney was close to the $100 range. So nearly 100% gain, which is beautiful. Look how closely it hit that support. Look at that. That's so amazing. That trend line, it perfectly hits on that trend line, right? It perfectly hits there when it wicked down during the March pandemic at $80. Yet we put a line there for Disney, but we put a line back here, just 2 points on the trend, here and here. And that line lined up with that support 10 years later. We put this line in 2011, right? May 2011. 9 years later, it predicts COVID support. 9 years later. Technical analysis is the best. It's actually self-fulfilling prophecy, which I will explain later. So we have now the kind of channel that Disney's been going in since pretty much year 2000 even, I would say. It goes back 2000 and the year 2000 this channel started. And it's climbing. Now recently, just the last 3 months, 4 months, each candlestick represents 1 month in the market. Disney hitting all our targets, by the way. Look at that. It perfectly wicked up and hit the target with this line we had at the 200 mark, right? Yes, at the 200. We had a resistance there. It perfectly wicked up and hit it in February. And then it came down onto this support here. So now we're going to try and predict what's going to happen to Disney going into the next few months, this unlocking of the parks in April. So first thing I'm seeing, what's the overall trend of Disney? The overall trend is your friend. I'm going to get rid of these resistance support lines now because one, it's above these support lines, and two, we can draw them in. Let's clean up the charts. Let's to just get a bit of a fresh perspective. We'll keep the trend lines and that resistance because that could be where it's going up in the future. So this is how the price of Disney over time. Overall trend of Disney, massively trending up. The trend is your friend. Squeeze mob green, heading strong. Stochastic RSI, the way these work, I teach you in the course, when they're above the dotted lines, this company is overvalued. Below the dotted lines, undervalued. So Disney is currently midway. It's overvalued on the stochastic, so you need to dollar cost average over a longer period of time. Whenever the RSI and stochastic are above the dotted lines, dollar cost average over a longer period of time. And make sure you learn what DCA, dollar cost average, is in the Stockroom Master Course. RSI not yet above the dotted lines. Both of them are still heading up strong. Squeeze mob green, lots of volume. Volume predicts price. What is volume? If you were to sell me your Disney shares and I was to buy them from you, that's a trade. Trading is volume. So all these indicators indicate a buy. The best buy would have obviously been here when the stochastic RSI very oversold, turning up, lots of volume coming in when we made those videos back at the $100 mark. But recently, we actually just recently had a cross of the MA heading up. So here we had a cross of the MA heading up, then it came down, cross of the MA coming down, and then Disney just had 2 months, the last 2 months, a cross of the MA heading up. So all indications are a go, a green for Disney. We have squeeze mob, stochastic, all heading up, RSI heading up, lots of volume coming in. MA cross here, it looks like Disney will keep climbing this trend line as it climbs up into 2022, 2023, and then more than likely break out of this trend line at some point. So the general direction is trending up for Disney. First target 220, we could do something like this, I would say it would do. RSI volume coming in, squeeze mob green, first target 223, bouncing, doing something like that. So target one in the long term is 223. Which is very close to where we are right now, actually. Let's zoom in closer, 1 year, down here, 1 year. Now we're going to see what's going to happen to Disney for the next few months. Now we zoomed in, and now each candlestick, I teach you how to go closer and closer in each time frame in the Stockroom Master Course, but now each candlestick is representing 1 day in the market. So before they were representing 1 hour, now they're representing 1 day. So this is Disney the last few months, right? So we're looking at Disney from December last year to March. Squeeze mob mainly green entire time, except a bit in February, in the beginning, January, February, it was a little bit red. MA crossed here on 8th of February. It crossed at around $108.75. That was the cross to head up, and that was a good indicator of a buy. We also have volume coming in the last week. We also have stochastic RSI turning to head up, stochastic turning to head down, squeeze mob starting to squeeze. So this indicates we're going to have a little bit of chop. So see how it indicates we're going to be chopping around here and climbing. And then if the squeeze mob builds up momentum and the stochastic RSI turn up and volume spikes, which I think it is going to on that news of the park opening, we're going to shoot up to the $200 mark. So what are our targets in the next few, I'm going to March, April, May for Disney? Let's try and predict. So to me, it looks like it's going stochastic RSI turning up, volume going to come in. We're going first target will be this previous resistance, which is sitting here. It's got a bit of resistances, right? Tried to break up a few times on its previous run of the all-time high, got rejected off there. So Jupe hitting there, coming down. Jupe, it could do something like this and then climbing up to 216. I think it would do something like this. But on the stochastic RSI turning up, a volume coming in, we could actually have a big movement up. 196, 200 previous all-time high, and then even climbing to its new all-time high. It is very possible, which would be sitting on this upper end of the trend line, I would assume, at 208. Definitely, it's not much of a movement, actually. It's only around 10%, 20%. And the opening news of their parks, this gives catalyst for this for Disney. So 196, target 200, third target 208. So 196 is target 1, target 2, 200, target 3, 208. And then we have to see what happens after that. To me, it looks like squeeze mobs going to green, RSI volume going to come in, target 1, 196, target 2, 200, target 3, 208. More than likely bouncing and continuing like that. But after the end of March, I'll do an updated video and we'll track this. And make sure you hit the subscribe button on your phone, the bell and the thumbs up button on all those on your phone so you're notified of these daily videos. Let's zoom in now one more time. So that's the midterm targets for Disney. Does look like to me, target 1, 196, target 2, 200, target 3, 208, bouncing, coming down, and playing out like that. So those are targets, target 1, target 2, and target 3. Now we zoom in one more time to find out what's going to happen on Monday's trading day. I've been investing for 17 years. I'm a retired multimillionaire, and now my passion for the last 10 years has been teaching people stock investing the safe way in the market, teaching people how to have a mindset of abundance, how to have to be a multimillionaire, how to invest your money the safe, secure way. Unlike every other teacher, I don't teach you potential investment strategies that only the teachers can do or only very specialized people can do. My teachings are buying amazing stocks, big stocks in the stock market for the long term. Rule number 1 by Warren Buffett, don't lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. So our goal is to invest in the stock market in amazing companies, but the right, safe way. Everything you're going to see here, you learn in the Stock Guru Master Course, a merger of technical and fundamental analysis at www.stockguru.us. Now each candle is 1 hour in the market. So now we zoomed in to see what happens for Monday's trading day, the 8th. All indications of a buy. I'm going to give you, I should have actually given you a little mini quiz. But yes, all indications of a buy. Why? Squeeze mob green. Squeeze mob turning green. Stochastic RSI turning up. Volume coming in. And then we have MA, looks like it's going to cross soon. It had a cross coming down, but I think it's about to cross again. So where do we have first resistance? We have a big resistance there on its previous climb up. And then we can just leave the 196 as the next target. So those are the targets for Monday's trading day. It looks like the MA cross was here and crossed to head down. It looks like we're about to have another MA cross now. Stochastic RSI heading up, squeeze mob going green, volume coming in. We're going up. Target 1, 192, target 2, 196, and target 3, 200. Those are the targets going into from the 8th to around the 14th. We could actually hit it on this news of the parks reopening. They said that Disney parks can open in April. So target 1 is 192, target 2 is 196, target 3 is 200. And then we have to see what happens after that. Make sure you hit the subscribe, the bell, the thumbs up so you're notified of these videos, and we'll keep track of it. Now let's go into my Twitter to see the major news that's coming out for Disney and why this looks like we're going to have this run up. So again, those are the targets. Stochastic RSI oversold, turning up, volume coming in, squeeze mob green, 192, 196, 200. And why you need to learn technical analysis, here was another indication of a buy. Right? We had squeeze mob turning green, stochastic oversold turning up, RSI oversold turning up, lots of volume, Disney on this support line, all indications of a buy. All the Wall Street bankers, my students, anyone that's taken the Stock Guru Master Course like you should, would know this is a buy. So what that means is it's self-fulfilling prophecy. They see it's a buy, they put their buy orders here, stochastic RSI, volume coming in, squeeze mob green, I teach you this in the course. They put their buy orders here. We also had an MA cross. Every signal was saying a buy. MA cross, squeeze mob green, stochastic oversold heading up, RSI oversold heading up, lots of volume, squeeze mob green, all indications of buy. The Wall Street bankers, my students, they'll put their buy orders here. The price of Disney comes down, their buy orders trigger, and it shoots from 180 to 200 and makes a 20% gain in just 3 days. And you would have been known to buy there because of technical analysis that you learn in the Stock Guru Master Course. Let's go into my Twitter now to see if there's any major news for Disney. Now we're in my Twitter. Stock Guru James, make sure name matches. If you follow capital preservation, is key, protecting my money at all costs. When I'm investing, I'm buying amazing companies with high revenue, high growth, large amounts of cash. I'm protecting my capital, but investing for high growth. Stock Guru Master Course, you can learn it here, www.stockguru.us. And the members chat room, we have a chat room, 160 something members in there, 16 millionaires, 6 multi-millionaires talking during market hours. Recommend you join us. Here you can just see hundreds of reviews about the Stock Guru Master Course, many students paying off mortgages, houses, cars. Check out this thread, it's very beautiful. And what you can do, so in Twitter's an amazing tool for searching for your company. So we can type Disney, and then we're going to have the news sorted by the top news here. I'm stabilizing this. So you can type in here Elon Musk, Stock Guru, and it's sorted by the news, top news, and you can follow the CEOs of companies. So you can get the news even before news agencies do on Twitter. So how Disney Plus is winning by ripping up the streaming playbook. I really like Disney Plus and their concept and what they did. That's why I was really pushing, recommending Disney as a buy back about 6 months ago when it was at $100. because they're Disney Plus, the potential for people to sign up is really strong because they have so many franchises, Disney, Cinderella, all this kind of stuff that they can release. And then Disney World workers spit on and harassed for enforcing COVID-19 rules. Not nice. Trying to find any major news for Disney. It looks like it's just too popular a ticker. So what we're going to type is $DIS. So we get only information about the stock. Disney shares hit 200 all-time high going back to IPO in 1956. Beautiful. Phenomenon Disney top January streaming titles. WandaVision, huge streaming index, average size figures, nice. So people are liking it. Disney, we're trying to find any major top 15 holdings of Buzz ETF, DraftKings, Twitter, Ford. So this is a new ETF. Disney is on that list. Nice portfolio. I actually like their portfolio. Beautiful. It's kind of following my portfolios, right? Boeing, Pfizer, Microsoft, Tesla, Netflix, AMD, Apple, Amazon, but they are too tech heavy. They're making a mistake. They're too tech heavy. They have Penn Casino. They have Boeing car manufacturer, airplane manufacturer. They have Pfizer biotech. Nice. But then all tech. I mean, airline, that's a bit of a diversification. They're pretty diversified. 5 different industries. Nice. But too tech heavy, I think. Well, the ETF goes much bigger than the portfolio is huge. But nice companies overall. I like their picks. Good job, Buzz. Not as strong as stock gurus though. Really recommend you take the course so you join us. My students have made more than $1 billion in the stock market. You can join the membership chat and talk to the many millionaires, many multimillionaires. So it's hit its all-time high. A lot of stocks did yesterday on the 25th of February. Many companies hitting all-time high. Disney price target raised to 230 from 205, which is targets on our technicals. Nice, good job. Disney Plus sets premiere dates for Star Wars, The Bad Batch, and Marvel Studios' Loki. It's going to be very popular, Disney Plus. A lot of people are going to get this subscription. Disney closed at least 20% of its 300 Disney stores. It's going digital. That's okay. That's what we want. We want it to be a tech company, but still have brick and mortar stores also and theme parks and stuff. So that's the major news for Disney. I do really like Disney. I've been following if you've been following me for the last 9 months, you know how much I like this company, and I put buy orders back at the $100 mark. Just because Disney Plus is so powerful, people really underestimated the potential of Disney Plus. And now it's gone up 100% since then, which is very, very nice if you're following these videos. If you're not yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the bell, the thumbs up button so you can get notified of these plays that I'm doing. Okay, so that's the major news for Disney. To follow me, type Stock Guru. And then I'm going to come up, I think, one of the first ones. Here, this was my morning from in the Eagle's Nest. Tuesday, Saturday nights live, I go in the Eagle's Nest. In my house, there's a mountain. We can talk. Click follow, take the Stock Room Master Course, and here is also the chat room. Let's go now into my broker, Charles Schwab. So now we're in my broker, Charles Schwab. In the Stock Room Master Course, you learn how to use your brokerage account. Charles Schwab is the best broker. I do recommend them. They are American. They're a publicly traded company. They're the biggest brokerage account in the world. They're in the US stock market, so they're actually owned by the public. Anyone that owns the stock. Beautiful. Walt Disney Company. Disney is the ticker, which you put the name and symbol in your broker as I teach you in the course. Last price, $189.99. The bid, what people are willing to pay, $194. So it was up in post-market on the news. Ask what people are willing to sell the stock for, $194.77. Average 10-day volume, 13 million shares. So a lot of volume coming into Disney at the moment. Disney's low was $79 when the pandemic. It's now at $200. So big gains there, almost 300%. In just a few months. Amazing. In 1 year. Volume predicts price. Huge volume coming in for Disney. Earnings per share negative $2.70. So losing money company. P ratio negative 39 times. Profit in the forward PE next year. Forward PE is price divided by earnings per share. And then you're paying a premium of 39 times on the price compared to the forward PE, the next year's earnings per share. $344 billion market capitalization. Pretty big value. $400 billion enterprise value. Shares held by institutions, 64%. Mexican regulator gives Fox Sports sales more time in Disney Fox deal. Mexican to do regular approval, granting extension to Disney. So that's the main news. Now, analysts, they have outperformed by credit Suzy. Ned Davis neutral. Argus, which I'm usually aligned with, is a buy. I really like Argus. CFRA 4-star. Reuters Research outperformed market edge long. Nearly all analysts saying buy Disney. Very nice. Now we go into the statements. In the Stock Room Master Course, I teach you how to read these income statements, balance sheets in your own time. It's 8 lessons. You watch it in your own pace. So income statements, annual, $55 billion. So what we're looking for here on the fundamentals, so technicals was in the beginning, fundamentals, what the financials of a company, what Warren Buffett teaches. We're looking for four main key information of a buyer, ticking these boxes: huge revenues, huge year-on-year revenue growth, large profit margins, massive amounts of cash. That's what we're looking for on the fundamental side of things. So boom, straight away, $55 billion in 2016 in sales, 69 billion in 2019, and then even with their parks closed because of Disney Plus, $65 billion in sales. So amazing, they didn't get that hurt during the pandemic. Amazing. So 55 billion in 2016, 2019, nearly 70 billion. So tick, huge revenues, tick, huge year-on-year revenue growth. Good job, Disney, especially with their streaming service. I really expect huge growth potential. And then how much of that? So the huge revenues, huge revenue growth. Now profit margins. So from that 69 billion in 2019, before the COVID pandemic, they made $8 billion in profits. So around 14% profit margins. Very nice. And then in COVID pandemic, they made $65 billion in sales and only kept $4 billion. So they lost a bit, their profit margins went down. But that's understandable because COVID, 18 to 8% profit margins. But before that, amazing profit margins, especially the year in 2017, $60 billion in 2018 in sales, 60 billion, but keeping 10%, nearly 11 billion. So around 25%. Very nice. Disney's profit margin. So tick, huge revenues, year-on-year revenue growth, large profit margins. Now let's see how much cash Disney has. But already it's ticking all the boxes for a buy. I really like it. I really like Disney, just like I did at $100. We're up 100% since then. And tick net cash for end balance for future use. I teach you how to read these also in the Stockroom Masterclass in much slower pace. $18 billion in cash. So let's have a summary of Disney. So in summary, I do like Disney as a buy. On the technical sides, all massively trending up. The technicals are showing buy on the monthly, the weekly, and the daily timeframes. And I've got those exact price targets. On the fundamental side of things, huge revenues, huge year-on-year revenue growth, large profit margins, large amounts of cash, almost $18 billion in cash, amazing revenues. And this is with the Disney Plus coming into effect and not yet the Disney parks open. So when the Disney parks open, their revenues are going to increase a lot also. So I really like Disney, and I really like Disney Plus and what they're doing with it. I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned a lot. Don't forget to join me on Saturday Night Live at 8 p.m. We go live in the Eagle's Nest, and we're going to talk stocks in, I think, around 12 hours from now, which will be beautiful. I go live and you can ask me questions. You can talk to me live. Tuesday, Saturday night, 8 p.m. New York time. We go live in the Eagle's Nest. So this is James from Stock Guru. Have a beautiful, relaxing morning in America. A great Saturday. I was snorkeling today. It was very beautiful. I hope you have an amazing day. Very relaxation. Be present with your loved ones because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. This is James from Stock Guru, and I'll see you again tomorrow.